Boom! Gonna see Mickey 17.
Yeah, this
Mario Golf.
What?
I was kidding. Anyway, that just happened to be in my car. Real quick, we're gonna see Mickey 17.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a fun time.
Is this a comedy?
I think it's like a...
Or is it like a
dark satire type thing?
Yeah, okay.
About corporations.
But like, I've been fooled before by trailers that make it seem like it's all funny and then there's like no jokes and it's serious.
I have a feeling it's gonna be, like, all the funny stuff is what we saw, and that it's gonna be pretty dark.
That's what I mean, like, that happens.
I think it's gonna be a rebellion movie about him having to fucking get out of his predicament.
Yeah.
And have to fight this corporation thing.
And himself.
But remember a long time ago when I broke your glass that had Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah, I do remember.
That company no longer exists.
Ah!
So I got you this.
I can't drink out of this.
I know.
Or maybe I can. Oh, that's awesome. Hey guys, this is
It's very simple and it's black and white.
see if you can see this.
But guess who made that?
You did.
No. Jake did.
Oh, Jake did.
He's starting his company of screen printing.
That's awesome. Great job, Jake.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
But, that's black and white. He's just learning how to do colors.
Yeah.
So he said that once he gets rolling, we can make video game shirts all the time, and then
Wow.
I'll promote his little business that he's starting.
That's fantastic.
But he also has
Good
a print
job.
like this. I think he drew this. He made a hoodie of it. It's actually pretty cool. He's an artist, but
Yeah, he is. He's a very good artist.
yeah. So
Fantastic.
he's made a bunch of hoodies with this exact thing on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, looks pretty cool.
Well, that's.
And then that's
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I was like, there's more. There's more coming out.
That's not his thing, but he's working on it. He doesn't even have a name for his company. He just learned how to do this as he used to be an actual printer.
Yeah,
So-
for a while.
Anyway,
But anyway, back to the
movie. Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
That's the best I can do. If I find another company that does that with glass, then I'll do it again. But they're
It's fine.
no longer in existence.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's super sci-fi. I don't think, because we've seen the trailer probably
4 times.
3 or 4
I
times.
think 4 times.
And I don't know, because my dad is a chronic TV watcher, and every time I tell him, like, I'll talk to him on the phone or whatever, be like, hey, this is what I'm doing this weekend with B. I'm going to see this movie. Mm-hmm. And he's always knows the trailers because they're on TV. When I talk to him about this one, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm not sure if the advertising budget for this is really high.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
It might
but
not be
it's
on
got
mainstream.
Robert Pattinson, who is, I don't like Twilight at all, but he is one of my favorites from the Batman.
Yeah,
and
yeah, for
Tenet.
sure.
He's in a bunch of good things.
He's not a bad actor.
He's a great actor. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, Twilight aside, like,
You got to
cut
start
that out of your
somewhere.
brain, right?
You got to start somewhere. I can't fault them for going where the money was.
Well, I mean,
You know, you get offered a gig. and,
girls love that shit.
you know, it's like,
That was like,
You
he was
wanna-
a rock star day one.
do you want to do a 5-movie deal? Or do you want to pass because it's kind of girly?
It's girly and it's
And then he's like, pass. No, it's good.
pass. Are you
Yeah.
sure? Here's the money. Well, okay,
Those
I'll
movies
take
are
it.
awful.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they are.
I suspect this will be fun.
I think so too.
And I bet it'll be visually really nice. Because it's all in space and all these space stations and going to different
It
planets.
does look
He's an
cool.
expendable. And
I just hope it's not. He's number 17, or he's all of them, right?
he's all of them.
But like the rebellion starts at like 7, where he's like,
I'm guessing, because remember there's 2 of them at
so
the,
that like
he wakes up and is like,
yeah,
oh,
like,
there's
what are
2
you
of
doing?
us.
And then they fight each other.
And then
I'm
the
assuming-
one CEO guy, he's like, if there's ever 2, we got to exterminate them all, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. That's all. It would. I think the trailer did a good job of not just throwing it all out there for me. Like I don't.
Yeah. The premise is explained, and that's all we need. So
Yeah.
they didn't overdo it, but like it better not be. I will be slightly saddened if that is all the comical moments. You're probably right. If I had to wager, I think it's what I do. I'm gonna probably say this is probably gonna be like a 7 for me.
I don't know.
It could be an 8.
I'm not going in.
It's probably not
judging
gonna be
and
much
putting
higher
numbers
than
on
that.
it. So
Well,
I'm just gonna not.
Well,
I'm just not on this one.
No,
It's too this could totally be a shit movie.
This could be
to me, it could
terrible.
be really good. It could be really bad. It could be mediocre.
Fine. It visually looks good.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think we're gonna try to keep this one short.
Yeah. So
all right,
we're out of here.
Yep.
We'll see it. Oh, we saw Mickey 17.
We sure did.
Mickey 17.
Mickey 17.
Here's my take on it. That felt so long.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like, dude, my ass is sore. I swear, well, because 30 fucking minutes of commercials doesn't help.
No, that's got to be one of the worst.
Cut that shit
the
out.
The worst opening. Like we could have done a ton of other things today.
I looked at my phone.
Wow,
it was 28 minutes of commercials.
So ridiculous.
Ugh.
Like why did anyone get there on time?
So sick of AMC.
Yeah, fucking AMC.
It's not that. They also go, okay, Nicole Kidman. Okay, this dancing couple.
Yeah, it's not even. They
add in all these things that don't fucking matter, that I don't care about.
Advertising.
They're not. Well, it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So
you gotta get there.
Clearly, AMC is being, sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Ah!
But I thought that was a really, really long movie to me.
Okay. Well, I didn't feel that way.
I didn't feel like it was paced very well. I was bored a lot.
I don't know.
It was super cringy at times, but I still overall liked it.
I think it was. I mean, it was really trying to be cringy.
It was. I was like so uncomfortably like,
there was a lot of moments where you're like,
there's two characters that are so not real characters.
No.
They're so overblown version. Mark Ruffalo and his wife.
Great character there.
I think they're so exaggerated I couldn't take it. I couldn't fucking take it. I was like, I hate this.
He did so good of me.
Yeah.
He made you hate him. He made you fucking
hate him.
And he's just like this all the time.
And he does a little speech inflection.
It's like so funny.
And it's so weird. I mean, he did a good job.
It's weird to see him in that role as
he's
like a
sleazy,
fucking
piece of
terrible human being.
Yeah.
Wow.
Overall, I think the story was really good.
I think so. It's not too complicated, but it's got its moments where
there is a lot of stuff that was unexpected.
Yeah.
So here's how it goes.
I'll give you that.
The trailer basically covers about the first
20
35 minutes, 40 minutes. This is a 2 hour and 20 minute movie. I think the trailer covers. No, dude, we're in it for 30 fucking minutes, and then it says the title.
That's true.
Dude, it was crazy.
It was a little weird. I wasn't sure. I was
like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're showing the title? Okay.
But the trailer doesn't spoil it.
Not really, no.
I'm super happy about that.
Yeah.
Because it caught me. It turns out it's about something completely fucking different than I thought.
Yeah. There's the fact that he can clone it or gets cloned or whatever is not really the crux of the movie.
Nope. No, it's not.
It's just a
That's why it's really good. But like I said, it felt long for me just because that first huge chunk, I knew exactly how it was going to go from the trailers. The trailers covered that whole thing so to death. That first 35, 40 minutes of the movie, they did. The trailer just really knocks it out all the way up until he's a multiple.
Yeah.
And then the movie actually starts. And you're like,
it's super
holy shit,
weird.
what a weird fucking flick.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, don't be yawning on a review.
Hey, man.
It's a long movie.
It's fucking, and it's later than usual.
Yeah, we went later. What did you think about the pacing yourself? Because I said I didn't really like it that much.
Bad. I was there for all of it. I feel like the rhythm when it was slow, there was some kind of critical breakthrough, and then they'd figure that out. And so it wasn't like it was just oh god, we're never gonna get out of this.
I felt like there's a few scenes that were unnecessary to me. But
okay, well maybe we'll get into that later.
Oh, we will in spoilers. But
I don't think
it just really felt long.
I feel like
I did drive for 3 hours today too, right before this. So that probably has a lot to do with it.
A couple of characters.
I like Nasha. I liked the Russian girl or whatever she is.
Which one? The
other girl who's like.
Oh yeah. Her. And then the scientist girl, the tiny little mouse lady.
and the Mickey.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone else is just deplorable. They all
sucky people.
suck.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck you. Hope you die. Hope you die. Hope you die.
It's kind of, I think they do that on purpose, but like at the same time, I don't know. It's such a weird, so this is very much commentary on a lot of different things, and it almost felt like a weird, like the whole mission is like this weird religious, but
without spoiling it. It's
so
like
weird.
a Jim Jones fucking thing.
Well, give me an example. Well, like I don't.
You know what that is?
I probably do.
Cult in South America.
Oh yeah,
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Jamestown.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
The Kool-Aid.
Not
thing.
quite, but it's like it's like
weird.
a cult, and you're like, oh geez.
Yeah, but like, there's this huge debate. Well, I don't want to get into spoilers, but like, I don't know. It has this weird feeling about it. It's almost like Starship Troopers meets The Fifth Element, and you just mash, like, in terms of like the
Technology.
well, just the way the movie was shot in general was goofy. This almost seems it does have that undertone of comedy, like nothing you can take seriously.
It did in cringy ways too. I was like,
yeah, but
it was
like,
funny how
with the
overacting
world,
and
how
yeah.
like they're on this ship and it's a colony, so like there's a pecking order and a hierarchy, and that's like sort of like the Starship Troopers
And he's
aspect.
like, Mark Ruffalo is like the dictator. President.
He's like in charge of he's the commander of the mission,
Yeah.
and they're trying to colonize a planet. And like, so like there's strict rules with what you can eat and everything, because everything's got to be recycled and all of that.
They're all cheering him on, and he's like, stop, because if you cheer any longer, you're going to burn 5 more calories.
Dude, it's super good. It's really weird like that. But he's like, acts like a movie star, and he's like, no.
He's got his own like TV show
on the shit. It's just ridiculous.
And everyone
like,
reveres him like he's a god, kind of.
like,
you know, fearless leader and shit.
A lot of people are afraid of him, basically.
Yeah.
But like, it had that corniness of the fucking Fifth Element in it, of just
Kinda.
wacky, underhanded humor. We're only missing Chris Tucker, and we got ourselves.
I don't know about that. To me, just the overacting between Mark Ruffalo and his wife. That was most of the humor, because I was just ick, you icky people.
It's really weird when you make a movie where the villains are the comic relief. It almost doesn't work.
It was weird.
But it in this case, it did actually work. I enjoyed them as characters, and I really wanted to see their demise so bad. So
for sure.
It built up, and they're just so eccentric and not in touch with anything.
The last, like, I'd say 20, 25 minutes it's a payoff. Like,
that's a good one, yeah.
You know, whatever. I felt better about the movie after that. I was like, okay. Because I was like down in 5 area for a while, and I was like, oh God.
I get it.
Because that's so bleak and just shitty, and just shitty people. And
they're
then
all stuck on the ship. It's just that alone is like this really but food they eat is just, you're just like, it might as well be
miserable.
prison. It might as well just be prison.
You know, there's a lot of time spent in prison in that movie too.
There is.
So it's just
there's
weird.
a lot of people in cages.
I kept wondering about Nasha, like, how does she keep getting her fucking security job back? She's reckless with her gun. She's like a bully. You know what I'm saying?
She's a badass.
And she's always getting in these fucking conflicts.
Get in line, otherwise she's gonna steamroll you, and then like, if she gets in trouble, she'll just be back out in a minute.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't
weird.
even, because she's head of security.
I know. I didn't get it.
Arrest me. Okay, I'm out. Like, or whatever.
It was weird.
It was and even the ending even goes even further.
It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailers, but Mickey has a relationship with this Nasha girl.
Yeah.
There's strict rules that you can't have sex because you could burn up to 100 calories if you have sex.
Yeah.
And depending
that's
on how
the
long,
corniness of it. It's just all these
rules like that.
Just
and then,
for humor and plot's sake, actually.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
What's that thing called? The
replicator thing?
No, the vat of just gross shit that turns into food.
Oh,
I
almost
collinator or something.
Sure.
That's where all the poop goes. Everything goes in this vat of lava, and then they repurpose it as food. And
it's so
Mickey parts. They rebuild him with all this organic matter.
He's made of like shit and like, or just
everything
re-atomized or whatever. We don't even know.
It's so weird. They just print out people.
It's weird. Well, interestingly enough, It's illegal everywhere, but where they're doing it
because it's like international waters, but it's like space.
Yeah,
we can do it in space.
We can do it. We might need
people.
to.
Yeah.
We need it to test things.
Which is kind of it's a cool
it's
premise.
A great concept.
That
I actually
like,
thought it was
Mickey. His job is to like test shit and die.
Yeah,
and he
like,
goes.
One of the first things he does is, and it's in the trailer, is breathe in all the air and get all the viruses, and then he dies. They collect his body and make
a vaccine,
and then
so like
now everyone can breathe on the planet.
4 or 5 of his deaths are related to
just that
getting a vaccine on this thing.
Yeah, various things. The concept is really cool. The premise is great. There's still a lot of weird shit in there. Like, okay, they are still using bullets.
And microphones? Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't get it.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
There's a lot of cheesy
This is like way in the future, and he's got a full-on microphone with a pop guard. It never said it.
It did. It said it was. It's either said it was 2153 or 2053.
Oh, I must have missed it. It's got to be 21.
I don't think it was. That's what.
We'll never be close to that.
I know.
I'm pretty sure it's 21. I would imagine.
It'd have to be to have
the whole Earth's fucking apocalypse. It's all sandstorms.
Wait a minute, that's like right around the corner. I'll still be alive.
I probably will still be alive in 30 years
for sure.
But let's see. Yeah, I don't know. The acting was really well. There's a couple crying scenes that you're like, holy shit, I believe
some
this.
Angry scenes.
Yeah.
Nasha's character when she just breaks
when there's
down,
multiple Mickeys and
it's hilarious.
Mickey 18's telling Mickey 17 that he's a fucking pussy. I was like, holy shit.
He's like, I'm gonna hit you. He's just fucking.
The acting
he's so frustrated with his dumbers.
So there's the dilemma, and it's an ethical dilemma that's raised in the movie while they're talking about, oops, there was multiples.
Yeah.
So they're like, they're saying a serial killer made 3 versions so he could have an alibi, he could go kill people, and all this stuff.
So it was
it's all ethical,
and he was one of the people who developed the.
If there's ever multiples, then we have to kill them all.
Yep.
So the thing is, it's a religious movie, as in people do believe in God and souls. So when there's a multiple,
what's his name? He's all like,
well, he's like the devil, and that's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, like so is he like he represents evil? He's just
he was just like that's how they that's the devil, like because when he's talking about the devil, he's like that's what it is. It's evil.
It's like, yeah.
But
I was confused.
So what it is every time Mickey dies and they reprint him, his soul supposedly goes into the new printed version.
Yeah.
And it's just like he remembers everything. They download a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, because they do preserve his memories.
Correct.
But
it makes it seem like he's like actually the same person. So what happens is when they print one before he dies, he's a fucking completely different personality.
It was different, yeah.
Like he's like, I just want to fucking kill that guy.
He was completely aggressive and very like not shy and nothing. He was like,
and that's what kind of made the movie for me. That it was
that
cool. I was like, okay,
So because normally he'd just be the same Mickey, but then now that there's 2, the second one is like completely different. So you're like, okay, so did they figure out that souls are real in that time period? Who knows?
I think they did.
Yeah,
somehow. I don't know.
That's why it's like ethically weird.
Yeah.
So whose soul is in Mickey 18?
Just a new fucking soul with the same memories.
Weird.
That's the dilemma.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
So what are you gonna do for a score here?
I think I'm gonna give this a 7.
7?
Yeah, I think so. I think it has a lot going for it. When we get into the spoilers, you guys will kind of understand. And honestly, it's a gorgeous movie in some areas. It's a very beautiful movie.
I'm tempted to give it an 8, but I think I can't. Because at certain points, I was down in 5. I was so irritated by some of and it was so long to me.
It could have been
the middle.
It could have been made shorter. It did
the
not
middle
need to be
just
this long.
Didn't seem. I don't know, dude.
That's too long for this kind of a flavor of a movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
But
it's like,
I'm gonna stick landing with the 7.
Okay,
that's where I'm at.
So 7.
I bet you a lot of sci-fi nuts might give this an 8.
Or they might be like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Usually I'm the one that's like, that's stupid, but it was actually all really cool.
It was. It actually was kind of fun.
It was very interesting to see their take on technology, and then you're like I said, is they're still using a fucking microphone with a pop guard on it? What are you it's 1992?
It was weird.
It was really weird.
Some of the cameras, they kept making this joke.
35K resolution.
Yeah.
What's it now?
32K. It's like
32K.
Yeah.
8K, right?
I think so.
That's the biggest.
The newest one that they've ever had.
32K.
Yeah, they're like, use the 32K camera. And
Okay, well, we're gonna get into
we're gonna have to.
spoilers
We're
now.
gonna have
So
to.
spoilers,
wow.
and that's where we're at.
What a weird fucking scenario. There's the plot is so weird in this.
I'm just gonna
fine.
break the ice here. Mark Ruffalo dies, and it's like super satisfying.
It's a good day.
That was one of the best looking explosions.
Yeah.
Even the end when they blow up the 3D printer.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that looks awesome.
I don't know how they.
That is a dope ass fucking explosion.
Yeah, whoever worked on the CGI.
It's almost like the creator. Like how I was like, I hate that fucking movie, but it has cool explosions.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous. So this actually is a weird movie where so what happens is Mickey 17 falls in a crevice and he's about to get eaten by these giant
bugs.
They're weird bug. They're like armadillo bugs.
I would say armadillo's the closest. They're like armored on the top and have a lot of arms.
But they have all these tentacles and shit.
Kind of like insects.
So it's gonna eat him, or he thinks it's gonna,
and then it saves him.
And then it pushes them out of the hole.
It shows in the trailer like this thing's coming at you, but it's like no, they get him and they get him out and save his life.
Yeah, it like saves him, and so he's like, oh, that was weird, and then he makes it back to the thing, and then he gets home to bed, and they've already
assumed he died, so they printed Mickey 18.
Yeah, and so that's where the crux of the movie starts, or like the real tension and
that's where you're at right at the trailers where he wakes up. Next to himself,
he's
and
like,
then they literally don't spoil anything else in that trailer. It's a really good trailer.
Surprisingly, yeah, that's how you make a trailer.
It lured me into seeing the movie, and I was like really wanting to see this for a long time, and I was like, God, I hope it's not just everything in the trailer, and then it wasn't. It was like, bravo, guys.
And also, all the funny parts are not in the trailer, so they were everywhere on the whole movie, I would say. But So what's her name? Nasha they're dating, and then she's like, wait, there's two of you now? And then
she's like, let's have a threesome.
And then it gets all twisted,
and I was like,
the other girl gets involved.
And Mickey 17's shy, and he hates Mickey 18, because Mickey 18 tried to kill him.
Yeah, until they made a deal.
Then they made a deal,
like,
and then
you die but
they both know that if anyone finds out, they're all dead.
Everyone's dead. Yeah, they're all dead. But something worse happens because they end up...
he gets specially selected to go to dinner with Mark Ruffalo's character.
Yes.
But it turns out, instead of like, oh, for all your service, here, you get a steak dinner.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like, here, you get to try this new type of food we're experimenting on.
Yeah, and they don't tell him.
Yeah, and he almost dies. And it's horrible. And then Mark Ruffalo is going to shoot him in the fucking head.
Yep.
And you're just like, what the fuck?
It gets this movie spins out of control so many times by stupid,
by Mark Ruffalo flipping out.
Freaking like, what do we do? And then his wife, not on the carpet. This is like cashmere.
It's Persian.
It's Persian. And she picks it up. It's like, well, we'll just shoot that way.
And it's puking all over from this food.
There's some vomit.
There's chunks, and he gets fucking a shot in the neck, and he's like, ah!
Oh my God.
That whole scene is like crazy, and then he wanders his way back.
Yeah.
That Russian chick, like him and her have like a little almost romantical part, but they don't. Thankfully.
Yeah, I thought. I was like, oh, they each get one now? And then they're going to swap.
I really hope that doesn't go that way.
Let's not go that way, guys. Let's do something a little more interesting than that. But that does not happen, so that's good. Mm-hmm. So they collect a giant space rock.
No, what happens first is fucking Duder's like, he's like, dude. He's like, what did he do? Well, how was the dinner? He's like, you were testing it on me.
18 was talking to 17.
And then 17's like, yeah, I fucking puked, and he gave me a shot, and then 18's getting like, fuck this dude.
And what did you do to him? Did you kick his ass?
He's like, what did you fucking do to him, man? What was the last thing you said to him? And he's like, thanks for the dinner.
He's like, what?
And he's like, all right, and he grabs Nasha's gun. He's like, I'm gonna go kill him right now. Goes to kill him. And then it's
almost like he's getting protective over his
his own
brother,
17.
His little, it was like, weird. Fuck this guy. He's even though
he's newer, he's younger.
Yeah, technically.
But they brought a space rock to and they carved it in half with a laser so that they can inscribe
etch all the new colonists.
Original colonists. Yep. Like 200
people. Out of the rock comes one of these little...
They call them creepers.
Creepers. Yeah, we'll call them creepers too, because that's what they're called. And it causes a huge commotion, and
fucking Mickey 18 fires at Mark Ruffalo, just about kills him, nicks his skin.
Yep.
And then they all end up in prison. And then...
Well, that's how they find out that there's 2.
Correct. And they capture the bug.
But they capture the
The
bug.
whole crux of this, the end, like 40 minutes of this,
It's all about the bugs.
they capture 2 of this species bug things.
The
little babies.
They're little babies. And honestly, they're not even like creepy. They're cute. Once you see them,
one
like,
got blown to bits into chunks.
It was big mistake on humans' part. So
but this
bad idea.
This whole colony of bugs, once they capture
there's
them,
like millions of them, and they're
like
huge.
they're like hive-minded because they can sense when one of theirs is feeling pain.
Yep.
So they all show up.
Really neat
millions
creatures.
of them are on the ship.
You could see, and some of them are bigger than like your fucking like
They're
a tank.
huge.
They're
Yeah,
like
they're
tank size,
giant, like
literally.
the truck
they
over
could
there.
Just flip, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're surrounding everything, and so there's like a battle about to happen between.
Yeah, and they just perfected this gas on Mickey's number 8 through 11.
Yeah,
this nerve gas to kill anything.
So they're luring. They're gonna let's lure them all close to the ship, and then we'll.
They didn't say lure them. They just said fly overhead.
Wait for them to get more. I thought they were saying.
They didn't. Well, that's the thing. They're so stupid. Mark Ruffalo's character's so stupid. His whole council's so dumb.
They're
so
pretty
fucking
dumb.
stupid.
It's a commentary.
They don't
on,
realize that they're coming for their babies.
Yeah. So they have one left, and and
he's like gonna throw it in the lava.
Yeah. And Nasha is like, no, she
He
understands.
grabs it, and she grabs the thing with a rope with her teeth, and you're sitting there for like a half hour with her, like, oh!
And she can't talk and tell him, hey, give him the baby.
That's all. They all just want their baby back.
Weird fucking scenario.
It was so weird.
But so they develop a way to communicate with the
That
creatures.
dorky lady does.
I love it.
I don't know how they figured that out immediately.
Well, she's like, and they're like, so it's just
really
so
stupid.
Adorable.
She's adorable, but it's so dumb.
It's comic relief because they're like, remember that part when you were saying, it's just,
and somehow
they're running down a
they
hall.
work out a language out of that somehow.
I don't know.
And we're talking all this. They've worked out a language within like an hour. And then built the
Maybe
fucking
they
translator.
have powerful AI that can just.
Because
I don't know.
those fucking things only showed up like a couple hours before the climax of the whole
you don't
movie.
Really see them talk or like hear them.
It's all But what happened too is the reason Mickey went there is because him and his buddy swindled him on some business deal and got him involved with the mob. And now the mob tried to kill them, and they're like, "You got like a week to get our money, or we're gonna chop you up into bits." So then. What happens is, instead, they're like, fuck it, and they go on this fucking expedition into space. But,
oh, yeah, that's right.
Mob Boss sent a guy on that expedition just to make sure.
All the way out there, 4 years, I think, in space.
Oh, it'd be way the fuck longer to come back. And they're not going back, there's
no,
a colony.
you're out, once you're out there.
That's like a life mission.
You get the job done, and then, you're not coming back.
But there's 2 Mickeys, because they bust them, they're all in jail. 2 Mickeys and Nasha in the cell. Yep. And that dude comes, he's like, I got this letter, man. That means there's an agent. Like,
he's on his way.
He's like threatening me. He says I have to cut you up.
Yep.
Like,
do it for me, man.
Do it for me. We're best bros, man.
It's
brother.
It's such a weird thing. They're just gonna print
you out again, man.
So do a favor for me. Let me chop you up. It's like the weirdest fucking scenario. You're just like, there's a lot of cringy moments like that where you're like, these situations that are impossible unless you could just be like reprinted.
Yeah.
And so like these moral dilemmas pop up and you're like, oh God, I never would have thought that would happen. But here it is in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, it's really ridiculous.
But it's cool because they fucking they get out by being in the cell.
They all work together.
Bap. That was pretty sweet.
That was
There's when Nasha gets out and fucking knees that dude in the head, whips out a chainsaw. She's like, I'm killing you. Because she's super protective of Mickey 17.
Oh, yeah.
Like, super protective.
She's the badass.
That's why their love relationship is like so awesome.
It's like she's the dude and he's like the little.
Yeah, because he's shy.
She can crush anybody and she's like.
She just beats.
He's like her prize. Like,
exactly.
Like,
they're in the lunchroom.
You're mine.
And this guy's like, what does it feel like to die? What does it feel like? And she's like,
she's the head.
It causes a riot. That's why I was like, wouldn't you get your gun taken away? What the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, holds up to the back of his head. He's like, okay.
And then all these people in the background
beats his ass.
So funny.
And got him like breaking his arm and holding him down. Yeah.
So anyway, the idea is that so they make a communicator so that they can talk to these creatures.
Yeah. And the dude's like,
they're
well,
super intelligent.
we gotta kill all multiples.
They're like super smart and psychic, and they claim that they can make a high level noise
and explode your brains, blow your eyeballs and shit.
Make you explode. Yeah. So they're like, well, that's not good.
Yeah, we'll kill you all if you don't bring me back. It finds out. Well, it knows that we killed one of its babies, so it's like you gotta kill one of your guys,
one of yours, and then you bring our baby back, and there'll be peace.
Yes. So Mark Ruffalo straps C4 to Mickey 17 and 18. He's like, go out and chop off.
Push the button one for each of you.
There's one that says 17, one says 18, and
so cheesy.
His wife is like, go out, and she's all about sauces. Everything needs a sauce. It's all about sauces. I'm a culinary genius. And she's like, I hate her too. She chops up the baby's tail.
Yeah.
And blends it, and like, this is the best sauce. So if you guys go out and get me 100, the first one to get 100 tails.
It's so cheesy. It's so
first
crazy.
one to get me 100 tails, because that's enough for a few years of sauce.
That's a lot of sauce.
Because I think it's because they eat just garbage.
Yeah, so literally. It's
just like repurposed food.
It's
like
just
poop.
Reassimilated fucking...
But anyway, they go out with C4.
It's terrible.
And then his fucking speechwriter or whatever convinces
convinces
him to go out and have a speech before you fucking spread this gas.
And he's like, we'll frame it like this, and he's all camera guy, and he's like
that's the part I was like, there's too much of that.
But
it made you hate everyone more, but
like it almost seemed like
dark.
Are we running out of batteries?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I think it's overheating. Did I have the heat on? Yeah, it's definitely overheating.
Okay, well we're gonna have a meltdown here, guys.
This camera is so small. It's like a really small camera, so it just fucking overheats.
Yeah, all that
really quick.
Shit packed into a tiny case.
But
so
it's weird because it's not. I should have had this off a defrost.
Oh yeah, it's just blowing hot air.
It's blowing hot air. Anywho's it. So basically, Mickey 18 is like, okay, fuck this. I sacrifice myself.
Yeah.
Gets on him, hits the Mickey 18 button.
Blows up.
Blow him up and saves Mickey 17 because the whole device is destroyed or whatever the fuck.
Yep. And things kind of weave themselves into a good ending, and like there's some wrap up and stuff, and it's spring and it's actually nice. The whole movie is just horrible to look at in terms of like outside.
It's either in these
a winter blizzard
dingy
all the
ass
time.
places.
Yeah, exactly. The ship.
Like the ship is just like this dingy, shitty.
It's weird.
Cluster, like confined spaces. The ship.
Movie.
Just a bunch of fucking corridors and like shitty little rooms. And then, or else it's a blizzard.
It's not like clean and crisp in there. It's all. It's like you look. It doesn't. It's not Star Trek. It's more.
What did you think of that intro scene where they had those balls, and he's like, "Well, activate ball," drops it.
Oh, the
already,
mob.
Yeah, it already knows like him and his buddy. It knows like their DNA or something. So because when they're running, it just tracks them down, and then it has a little handcuff that clips out and zorches them.
It's like a mobile taser.
Yeah, and it tracks you down. It was fucking cool.
No, it was neat. I want to know more about the world.
I don't understand what purpose a double chainsaw has. Besides for hacking up body parts like they were doing.
I mean...
The only time you see this thing, it's a double chainsaw, like two chainsaws, and the only thing they use it for is hacking up body parts like twice.
Maybe for cutting like blocks of ice or something. I have no idea. It's out of control. It's again, that's that fifth element kind of
just silly,
corny. Yeah, it's silly. It's silly.
Yeah.
There's some silly things in this movie, and I adore all of them. It's kind of weird.
It was a little bit overkill for me at times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. So,
what do you think of the creature designs?
Oh, I thought they were great. I wish there was more other life forms on the planet to show.
Well, here's the thing. Those ones are active in the winter, right? Because remember, they got there in the winter. They knew it was a habitable planet before they left.
Yeah.
So it's springtime and all the snow is melting. That's when the movie ends because they have this plans to make a big agricultural center and start fucking growing food and stuff. So
it's really neat because in the end, they're actually hanging out with the bugs in a cave, planting things and talking and having an interview with the mother and stuff. So it's like this symbiotic thing.
Can you really fucking scream and blow up our brains? And they're like, no.
No, we're making
And it's
that
like,
shit
oh,
up.
I guess even aliens can bluff or know what bluffing is. Which was a good way to close out the movie.
It was great. But like everyone's, and they blow up the printer so they can't have more Mickeys.
Yep.
Or anyone else for that matter.
Correct.
But yeah, it ends on a super happy note.
Yeah.
And he gets to push the red button.
To blow it up.
Well, that like, instead of the one that killed his mom or whatever in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. That's why he looked at it like, oh, no.
Well, he kept going, don't press the button. Like
because he's like
he
he's a
can't.
kid.
He's
Yeah.
like, I gotta press the red. It's a big red button. Don't give me a controller. And you want me to not push it and tell me. Like,
It's well acted. I think it deserves probably better than 7. I just didn't really like it as much.
I wanted
as the
it
next
to
guy.
be an 8, but it just isn't. It is too long.
I think a lot of people are gonna like it more than I did, but
yeah, it does suffer from being too
it's
long.
a good movie.
It's a very good movie.
I got antsy and I was like, oh, dude, there's so much. I feel like there's a lot of bloat in the middle about the church and all the stuff and the thing. And
well, they try to go back. They jump through time a couple times.
They
and
do.
go in the back and forth. So they're like trying to explain why this colony was allowed to even have the printer.
Yeah.
And then like how Mark Ruffalo's character or like
how he convinced them to let him use
because it was
it.
his technology, right?
No. It was just technology that a bunch of scientists made.
Okay.
And then
he was
they
like,
banned it.
I got a reason to use it.
He was like a politician.
Yeah, he was, but he
That
he was a shitty politician.
Didn't get elected twice or something.
People like were like, fuck that guy, he sucks.
So then he's like, I'm gonna start my own cult in space. Let's go.
Basically,
But
yeah.
we gotta wrap this up. So
yeah,
I think that's about all I got to say.
enough. I would say it's definitely
worth a watch.
It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch in the theater.
We saw it in IMAX, and there was a part when all the fucking aliens get up and scream.
They scream.
Where I was like, that is fucking loud.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
it was crazy.
But
I can't.
It's just kind of a love movie, like a love story. So bring your girlfriend. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, there's some very like
they're deeply in love, like in
completely.
it, and it's very believable
at first sight too.
And it
It's
starts at the
crazy.
very beginning of the movie.
Yep.
So you like buy this awesome relationship the whole time.
They kind of do a micro montage of it,
yeah.
like when they first meet, and she's like, "Why don't you come sit by me?"
Yeah.
And then they just
sit over here? Yeah.
Yeah, and they just
And they do it like cleverly because you
It's
don't hear
great.
her voice. She just like
No,
we're
it's
across the cafeteria
and it's in slow motion. And they're like,
yeah. So,
and you're like, oh,
yeah, it's a really well made
yeah,
movie.
I
and
liked it.
I think it's good. It's better than good. I think good's like 6-ish.
Yeah. This
It's a 7.
pretty solid movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, leave a comment when you do see this, or if you're not going to see it, or
take your
if you have
girlfriend or
seen
your
it.
boyfriend and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good time. I would say IMAX or no IMAX.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, okay, I agree. Would I watch this again? I actually would watch this again.
I think I'd watch it again just to catch a couple more things that I maybe missed. I don't know if I did.
fun
I
enough,
was paying
and it's also this would be a very good background movie.
for like drawing or something.
Yeah, you're just doing something else, but where you're washing dishes and why not, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. So
Because the pacing's so slow.
there are
Anyway.
parts where it does not need to be that long. Anyway, guys, catch you later.
See us.